I'd like to call to order our monthly meeting. It's Monday, June the 11th at 6 o'clock p.m. And at this time, I'm going to ask Councilman Daniels to do the invocation, please.
Let us pray. O wise and everlasting Father, from time to eternity, we bow at this hour of the evening. Heavenly Father, we pray that you will be in our midst tonight and in our decision making here tonight. Go with us and guide us. In Jesus the Christ we pray. Amen.
If you would, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd say thanks to everyone that is here tonight. Please remember tomorrow is election day, so please go make sure you exercise your right to vote tomorrow. This time I'd like to entertain a motion for the approval of minutes for May 7th, 8th, and 14th. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Do I have a second? Second. Is there any discussion about our minutes? If not, we'll call for a vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
And District 4 is not here. And I, as chairman, vote yes. All right, are there any reports of the county officials tonight?
I don't have any at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Just remember to go vote. If you don't vote, you can't complain.
That's right.
After the meeting tonight, I'll be making my 7th trip to Palmetto Girls State to speak to that group of 600 or 700 young women. It's always a little intimidating to go in there. There's so much energy, but it's just one of the highlights of my year. And this, of course, will be my last one since I will be ending my term in December. But we have some wonderful leaders on the horizon.
All right. This time we're going to open for a public hearing. First, open the public hearing on ordinance number 03-18. It's an ordinance to provide appropriation for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2018 for the educational and school purposes in School District 1 of Saluda County, South Carolina, to provide for levy of taxes and taxable property in School District 1, to provide for the expenditure of said taxes and other revenues coming into the school district during the fiscal year, to establish a reserve account and provide that all funds in excess of the county appropriation will be paid into the reserve account. The Saluda County Council shall determine and establish a tax of sufficient millage to support $7,064,400 minus revenues and credits reflected on the tax receipt from fee in lieu, property tax relief, homestead exemption, Tier 3 property tax relief, merchant inventory, manufacturer's depreciation, and motor carrier, and for a net amount of $4,529,700 from ad valorem taxes as county funding for the appropriation and levy made herein, and shall advise the auditor who shall fix said millage as advertised by the council. We are open. All right. We'll close this public hearing then. Thank you. This time I'd like to entertain a motion for the third reading on ordinance number 03-18, an ordinance to provide appropriation for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2018 for educational and school purposes in School District 1 of Saluda County, South Carolina, to provide for levy of tax and the taxable property in School District 1, to provide for the expenditure of the said taxes and other revenues coming into the school district during the fiscal year, to establish a reserve account and provide that all funds in excess of the county appropriation will be paid into the reserve account. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Just for discussion, again, the County Council, Saluda County Council shall determine and establish a tax of sufficient millage to support $7,064,400 minus revenues and credits reflected on the tax receipt from fee and lieu property tax relief, homestead exemption, Tier 3 property tax relief, merchant inventory, manufacturer's depreciation and motor carrier, for a net amount of $4,529,700 from ad valorem taxes as county funding for the appropriation and levies made herein, and shall advise the auditor, who shall fix said millage as advised by the council. This time, call for our vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
And District 4 is not here. I, as chairman, vote yes. This time I'll entertain a motion for the second reading on ordinance number 05-18. An ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds from the county reserve fund balance to the general operating fund for the county of Saluda for fiscal year 2018-2019 to balance the Saluda County annual operating budget for fiscal year 2018-2019. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I just like to say, we've cut hard, but I think we got to cut hard. I know we've still got meetings planned, but we definitely got to cut hard. I'd like to see us do this at the end as opposed to the beginning.
Currently, the amount will not exceed $1,355,076. So at this time, I'll call for the vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
No.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
And District 4 is absent, and I, as chairman, vote yes. All right, at this time, I'd like consideration to enter the one-call agreement for emergency air medical services between Air Methods Corporation and Saluda County. This time, I think I would like to recognize Hardy Horn, if I could, please.
Good evening, council. I learned about this agreement with Air Methods on Friday. Jacob had presented this several months ago prior to my coming on board. I read over the agreement with Air Methods, the contract, and I had some concerns, which I've addressed with both Jacob and Air Methods. My main concern was that as risk manager, I feel like any contract we enter into on behalf of the taxpayers of Saluda County, we should include an indemnification agreement within that contract to protect us and protect both them and us. After talking with Air Methods today and their legal counsel, I brought it back up that I thought the county should have this indemnification. They in turn said that they could not grant that right now. So, deferring to our legal counsel, I would like to see us work something out with Air Methods as far as indemnification goes going forward. I have no problem with the agreement and the way it's worded. I just would like to see us have a little bit better protection whenever we enter a contract. That was my only concern, and that's all I wanted to bring before you tonight. As I said, the contract itself and what they do, that's not a problem. It's just that I want protections in case they get sued, we get sued with them. As them being our contractor, we should have some protections within that contract.
Before we discuss this, let me make the motion that I have. I'd like to make a motion to enter into the one-call agreement for emergency air medical services between Air Methods Corporation of Saluda County, South Carolina, pending final review of the agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. And any discussion, which,
I was gonna ask, now you said pending.
Right.
review, So pending this indemnification clause that we can get worked out.
Pending legal review with Chris and them to set up some kind of safeguards within that contract for us.
Okay, so the motion could actually pass tonight, but with that contingency.
right,
Is that what?
right, it gives us the out if we can't get that to work together.
Okay, and I don't have a problem with that. I had called around to, and this is the same company that we had done a presentation for us a few months ago. And I did call around to other counties just to get an idea as to how they're operating, and might be something we want to address again. Just now that we have a risk manager, we can do that. to address that again and to see if they are still, and they were very satisfied with this. A couple of them going about it a little different way than perhaps we would. But I can see the potential for it, but no, I'm on board with checking that out and making sure that the county is covered. It does seem like, for those of you who don't understand what it is, it's basically, it becomes it's an airlift dispatch is what it does, and it takes the load off of our on-the-ground dispatchers, those we have here in the county, because say they have someone that has to be airlifted out, then it's up to the dispatcher to call the various companies, if I understand it correctly, to call the various companies to find someone to airlift that person out. Whereas this organization, they're nationwide from what I understand, and they're beginning to be a presence in other states and whatnot. The dispatcher for Saluda County would only have to make one phone call to this group, and they take it upon themselves to get an airlift company out to take the victim, to take the person to where they need to go. It's supposed to be more efficient. It seems to be having a very good success rate. That is the last I've heard about it, but I agree. I think we do need to make sure that our contract is, that we are all protected. So anyway,
I think the biggest thing with them on not doing the indemnity clause is this is a free service. It's not costing the county anything, so that's their concern back and forth. So again, it's going to be a benefit to the county if we can work these details out with it. So let me read the motion one more time before we vote. I have a motion before us to enter into the one-call agreement for emergency air medical services between Air Methods Corporation and Saluda County, South Carolina, pending final review of the agreement. This time we'll call for a vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
yes.
And District 4 is not here. I, as chairman, vote yes. At this time, we'll move to our new business. I'd like to entertain a motion for first reading on ordinance number 06-18. It's an ordinance to impose a 1% sales tax subject to referendum within Saluda County pursuant to the Capital Project Sales Tax Act, to define the specific purposes and designate the project for which the proceeds of the tax may be used, to provide the maximum time for which the tax may be imposed, to provide the maximum cost of the projects or facilities funded from the proceeds to be raised by the tax, to provide for a countywide referendum, and to concur in the contents of the ballot questions in such referendum, to establish the priority in which the proceeds of the tax are to be expended, to defray cost of projects, and issuance costs, to provide for the conduct of for such referendum, to provide for the administration of the tax, to provide for the payment of the tax, and to provide for other matters relating thereto. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, is there any discussion? I have the projects, I'd like to read through those. And this is the priority that they came from the committee to us. First would be the library for $125,000. Second would be an animal shelter for $125,000. The third would be Ridge Spring Downtown Revitalization and Economic Development, $175,000. And fourth would be Brooks Ralston Park restroom reconstruction for $25,000. And number 5 would be the Saluda County Detention Center for $9,950,000. All right, at this time we'll call for the vote.
Can we
Yep.
make some
Yeah,
other
go ahead.
comments? First of all, this is the first reading of this. There are some technical issues that I see, I think really all of us see. First reading would at least get it on the table, and I see some things that need to be addressed before there is a second reading or a third reading. So we will deal with that by the next time.
Right.
So give us some time, give the committee some time, because they were working hard at this, and just a couple of issues that I think need to be addressed.
I'd say overall, I think the committee did a very good job there. I really liked this.
They did. There's some minor things we've got to.
There's some verbiage and stuff that they need to work through.
We've got to deal with. And they did a great job, considering that they were not pulled together until
Last minute.
pretty much. We were going as fast as we could, but it was just one of those things. And really, they have given the task that they were given. They've done okay.
This is, I guess I can say this, but this is important for our county moving forward also. So at this time, I'll call for the vote if there's no more discussion. Everyone good? Okay. District 1, how do you vote?
No.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 4 is not here, and I as chairman vote yes. All right. This time I have a library board appointment that I need to make, and this time, actually, Steve, if you don't mind, I'll have you just stand so everyone knows who you are. Steve. This is Steve Miller, and thank you, Steve. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Steve L. Miller of 125 John Rogers Road, Ward, to the Saluda County Library Board with his first term effective July 1st, 2018, expiring June 30th, 2022. Do I have a second?
Second.
Are there any discussions? If not, we'll call for the vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 4 is not here. I as chairman vote yes. This time I'll recognize Councilman Miller for his Saluda Nursing Center board reappointment.
I would like to make a motion to reappoint Dr. Ralph N. Riley of 109 Alamo Circle, Saluda, to the Saluda Nursing Center Board with his second term expiring March 31st, 2021.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
As you say, from what I can see, he's done a great job. He has served, and I look forward to him continuing a great job.
Okay. All right, so at this time we'll call for the vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 4 is not here, and I as chairman vote yes. This time, I'd like to entertain a motion for council to go into executive session pursuant to section 30-4-70 and of the South Carolina Code of Laws of 1976 as amended to discuss, one, a personal matter in the public building department, and second, to receive legal advice on the Saluda County Water and Sewer Authority request for an easement and to purchase property to return at the call of the chair. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I will call for the vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 2, how do you vote?
Yes.
District 3, how do you vote?
Yes.
And District 4 is not here. I, as chairman, vote yes. We are in executive session.